flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Heat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Indianapolis Colts and the Minnesota Vikings.
Let's go, buddy. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Man, I got you.
First carry now for Alexander Madison. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Second and 12 at the 23-yard line.
Jahan, 180!
Ricky.
Yellow.
22, Mike 22.
Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go.
Black.
On second down, this is Madison. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Give me some.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Reggie Ragland. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, that patience is going to wear thin really quick. And I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Third and 2, Locke. He's going to go deep for Funchess, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll try and run for it. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Holton Hill, the one there to bring him down. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, You know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. 11 yards there. First down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Here's Madison running on first down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Play fake. Cousins. And that is incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down.
Coming this way, here we go.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
12 yards there and a first down.
11.
Luck on first down. Buying time to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. A shotgun snap for Luck. And it's incomplete. It's a dangerous pass. That's what it was. And it brings up 2nd down. We documented it last week. They played so well defensively. 4 interceptions. Tried to get their hands on another one there.
And when you've had 4 the previous week, you are just itching for more the very next week. And there was a great opportunity that went by the wayside. But let's not underscore what's going on with this defensive unit. They are around the ball every time it's being put in the air.
5 yards on the play.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Get out the field, defense.
To throw, Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Here's Madison. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On 3rd down, Cousins. Forced out to his left. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Taken in at the 22. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Luck showing he can be dangerous when he tucks it and runs. He's able to pick up the first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
You must be getting tired of seeing me. Banjo.
From the gun, here's Love. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
His throw caught at about the 5. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation they've been prepping for. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On 2nd and goal. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Linval Joseph able to record his 5th sack of the season.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Now luck on 3rd and goal. And he's going to go down again.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal, now brings up a decision on 4th down.
So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. Got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, they're scared.
Cousins now. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Give the sack to Kamoko Toure. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
Running from the shotgun with Madison. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Cousins now from the 50. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
That's another Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
I'm coming.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. They'll run with Madison. Clayton Gathers makes the stop.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Not today, you won't. Not today.
Here's Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 22-yard line.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down. Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And Vinatieri's kick is good. So we have reached halftime here with not much scoring between these two teams. 6-6 our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, all even through one half of football as we get back underway in quarter number 3.
We got this.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They run the counter. Lowry. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Here we go.
They'll run it with Madison. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Cousins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They run with Hines. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 2nd and 11 now. Luck. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Able to find Deion Kane complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Here's Luck. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it.
So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Cousins. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. In on the sack, the former Buckeye, Tyquan Lewis.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now, the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Pierre Desir. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
They can't stop me, son.
I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays. Cousins on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and that'll bring up second down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
The reception good for 7. It's third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
80 weapons.
They're going for it. Here's Madison. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the first down carry. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. He's going to go up. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
Let's go,
at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Luck. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
From the gun on 3rd down, Luck. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Dancing to his left, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
He'll rifle this, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Kenny Moore. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Give the tackle there to Danielle Hunter. They'll keep it on the ground. Lowry, and he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Everson Griffin, that is one he will remember. It's sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game, and his kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game, his 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Throw left side, on target to Thielen. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Go.
Now Cousins on 4th down. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And finally down at the 41-yard line. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hey, Haywood.
And the blitz does come. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Throwing, Cousins. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
Again, it's Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
On 3rd down, they run with Madison. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
And that's caught by Smith. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Now Cousins. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Steps away to his left. Kirk Cousins. He's still down on the ground. We'll check on his status when we get back. And Charles, a couple extra defensive backs in here on 3rd and 1.
Not expecting them to run it at all.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So we'll see the onside kick here right out of the 2-minute warning. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On 1st down, Lowry. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Hey, wahoo!
Luck. And that will be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or two, but it's no good as it stands. And this score will stay right where it is. So this defense gets an assist from the goalpost, and as a result, it's going to keep them within 1 score.
Yeah, that looked to be good the whole way. But that is a big break here in the 4th quarter of a football game. Now your offense needs to find a way to capitalize.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Tried to go back again to Adam Thielen. And now it's second down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit?
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. They'll look to throw. And complete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. So the magic runs out, so to speak. They were 3 for 3 on 4th down conversions, now 3 for 4.
So the defense finally gets to exhale.
Yeah.
Because they were wondering, 3 for 3 getting converted on 4th down. That percentage is way high. They hadn't stopped them at all. Finally, they get a stop. They can get to the sidelines now and rest a little bit.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know.